This is BankCents, the podcast that makes sense of all things banking. If there's something you don't understand about banking or finances, you're not alone. Our industry experts are bringing you informative and enjoyable conversations that break down bank jargon and dive into hot-button financial topics. And now, BOS, a community bank located across Illinois and Missouri, presents BankCents. Here's your host, Gregory Morantz.
Hello, and welcome back to BankCents, the podcast that makes sense of all things banking. I'm Greg Morantz, Executive Vice President here at Bank of Springfield, and I'm excited today to bring you an episode on the digital banking experience, and I'm excited to be joined by our guest, Kelsy Neuf, who's a Retail Training Officer here at BOS. Kelsy, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Before we dive into the subject, I wanted you to give our listeners a little bit of background on what your day-to-day duties are and what you do here at BOS.
Okay. Well, I have been here for 3 years. I am one of the retail training officers, so I help with the training aspect. I typically get our bankers after they've gone through the teller training, and we focus on the obvious, account setup and how those programs work, but we also focus on the relationship aspect to our customers, all the products and service, and having the knowledge of that to help make our customers feel comfortable when they're sitting with us and getting to know them, earning their trust mutually between the two of us. And it just helps our relationship with them because we are their lifeline. So I kind of help just coach and guide them on those things.
One of the biggest arrows we have in our quiver is the digital banking experience and what we can do for customers now, even when they don't come into the branches. So talk to us a little bit about what that digital banking experience is kind of all about, and then we'll dive into some of the products a little bit later.
Okay, sounds great. So digital banking, it basically is putting your bank account in your pocket. You have the access to it, and this goes for all banks. They offer it everywhere. You can use the online portal. You can use the mobile aspect of that. We give you a login credentials. It gives you access to your debit card, to your bank accounts, your balances. You can set up transfers. Lots of different ways to have control of your bank account out of office hours, when we're closed, holidays, weekends, things like that.
Yeah, and one thing about the digital banking experience, too, is you see a lot of the younger generation that really likes to use it, and some of the older generation, they're starting to use it more.
Yeah.
And really, when we're in such a fast-paced environment, it's nice to have that in your pocket, as you mentioned.
Yes.
So when you need to check your account balance, or if you want to verify a transaction or something like that, you can do that super easily.
Yep. Palm of your hand and easily, and you are in control of that, too. So if you get locked out, you just have it reset. You're in control of the access of that.
Yeah, and it's not just in your pocket as well. If you want to check online through your computer at home as well, you can use that. And so some of the products that we have for your digital banking experience, there's a vast array of products that we have now. The first one is just eStatements, which we always encourage our customers to go with eStatements for a bunch of reasons. And so we can get those set up for you real easily, and it helps reduce our carbon footprint and not have as much paper out there as well.
Absolutely, and it avoids the important account information from being out there too. We give you the PDF version as well. So if you need to print it for any reason, it's sent to your email and you can print it that way, or you can give us a call and we'll print it for you.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing too is you can log on to your bank account anytime and go back, however many months you want to go back to look at your account if you needed to verify something.
Absolutely.
So those e-statements are really nice as well. Some of the other products that we have are mobile deposit. Can you tell us a little bit about what is a mobile deposit and how do you use mobile deposit?
Mobile deposit is one of my favorite features, and especially holidays and weekends when you don't have access to the bank. You can just take a picture of the front and back of the check, select the account you want it to be deposited into. It does take a couple days because we do have to verify it on our end as well, but the funds do show pending. So you know that deposit has been at least deposited and is pending a transaction. Yeah. So one click of a picture and your check's there.
Yeah, and that's really easy. If you don't have the time to come into the bank,
Correct.
You do that real quick and you get your funds deposited in your account super easily.
Yep.
So another nice product that we have is the online bill pay. And so you can go into either on your phone or on the computer as well and set up different payments out to all kinds of different companies. Can you give a few examples of what that would look like?
Yes, absolutely. I have it set up. I have 2 accounts with us, and I have one that's from solely my bills. And you can go in on the bill pay. I recommend using the bill pay on the website version. It's a little bit easier to kind of navigate through, and you have some more options. But you can select where you're paying it to. If it's one that's not the same amount every month, you just go in there every month and put the amount that you want to debit. We'll either send it via ACH, which is an automatic payment, or we'll mail a check on your behalf. Bill pay is also guaranteed funds. So if it got intercepted in the mail, or maybe the mail was running slow, we guarantee those funds. You're not at any expense to that. So no late fees, no penalties, anything like that. We'll cover those funds for you, make sure they get there.
Yeah, and one of the other products that a lot of people like to use is Zelle. And so you hear a lot out there about Venmo and Cash App and all these different kinds of accounts. Well, we use Zelle. So talk to us a little bit about Zelle and what's the benefit of that product is.
Zelle makes it nice. You may hear, and most banks refer to them as person-to-person transactions, or P2P for short. But it's a way for me, I could send you money. If we went to lunch and I forgot my card, I could just say, hey, I'll Zelle you real quick. Makes it very convenient. You can send it with their email or their phone number. The nice thing for us, most banks, but for us too, we can see those transactions. With outside sources like Cash App and Venmo, we can't see those transactions happening in real time. With Zelle, we can, and we have a little more control over those.
Yeah, and the benefit of that too is if there is an error or there's something that we can help with, you come to us when you're working through Zelle, and we can help you through that process.
Yep, and we can double check things too. It gives you those prompts of, are you sure? It's not just immediate like it is with some of the other ones. It does kind of give you that chance to back out if need be.
Yeah. The next few products I want to talk about are incredibly important. So alerts and notifications, your mobile wallet, and then also we can track our credit score through the mobile app and through online as well. So I know those are 3 different products, but talk us through those a little bit and then kind of why those are really so important.
So the mobile wallet and the alerts and notifications kind of go hand in hand a little bit. So the mobile wallet, it attaches to your debit cards as well. Doesn't matter if you have 1 or 3. It uploads to this mobile app as well. And then the mobile wallet shows you that physical card. Card number, expiration date, the CVV, you can turn the card on and off. Sometimes I have a habit of just throwing my card in my wallet. So sometimes if I don't know where, or my purse, when I don't know where it is, I can just turn it on and off. The alerts and notifications are where it's at. You can set different locations, different spending limits, notifications for when your card is used. That helps with the fraud aspect because if you see a transaction come through and it's coming from a different state or even in Springfield, you know whether you were there or not. So that notification is telling you, hey, your card has just been used. That indicates to you, hey, I'm going to shut my card off. And then you can call the bank at any time that is convenient for you to contact them about that transaction.
Yeah, those alerts and notifications are huge. And if you haven't got the chance, please go back and listen to some of our fraud episodes. We talk about those alerts and notifications and just the essential monitoring your account on a daily basis if you can. I have alerts set up on all my accounts, and I have a minimum limit so that anytime it goes over that limit, I'm seeing that transaction go through.
That's very smart.
So I can verify it, and so I can also make sure, maybe there's not too many purchases at home, like through Amazon.
Sure.
Because we see some of those come through and be like, hey, honey, what might this be?
I joke about with my kids too. My son, we got him a checking account, and it's the same thing. Have a little fun, turn his card on and off. But I can also see where he's spending his money too, so I can help him kind of learn how to manage, because that's our job as well, to help teach.
Yep.
Which is also a great part of the digital aspect, is we can coach you and teach you on how to use that for yourself.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is all these products are, like I mentioned before, it's another arrow in your quiver. It's something that can help monitor your accounts because there is a lot of fraud out there, unfortunately. As we've said on the podcast before, it's unfortunate, but it's a very realistic thing that we have to acknowledge and we have to be prepared for at all times.
Absolutely.
And I know one of the other products, and you may have briefly mentioned, but it is about checking your credit score.
Yes.
And so you can monitor that, on a daily basis if you want to.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about that product?
Absolutely. And a lot of banks have this too, where ours is called BankCents, specifically to us, but most banks do. You can check your credit score. I have set goals for myself, which has been very helpful. I have 2 kids, so I have a lot of things going out and, only so much coming in. So being able to kind of set those goals, and I want to get a new car, or I want this. It could be small goals, big goals. It helps you create a goal within that app for yourself, and it sends you notifications on that. It helps tell you need to save so much here, or you need to do this in order to reach that credit score goal. You can file reports. So if you have something, a hit on your credit that wasn't yours, or you get a notification through a credit monitoring agency, whatever it might be, you can go and file a claim through this app as well. And they're very, very quick to help you. So
it's another layer of security too.
Very much so, yes.
Unfortunately, it's out there. There's identity theft, and it'll give you an alert if there's some weird activity that's out there.
And actually, it happened to me. I got one actually a few weeks ago through our BankCents, and it notified me saying that there was a change to my credit score that I was not aware of. Ended up being something that I just had forgotten about, but it is very helpful, very, very helpful.
Yeah, and there's a lot of moving parts to all these products, so I highly suggest whatever bank you're at, whether you're coming here at BOS or to another institution, go to your banker, ask these questions, ask them for help, because we're here to help you along the way.
Absolutely.
And to help support you in your financial journey.
Yes.
I'm sure, one of the things you probably get when you have customers come in, they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to be online because I'm nervous about the security side of it.
Yeah.
What would you suggest to them, or what do you tell them to kind of ease their concerns on that side?
It is nerve-wracking because anytime you put something out on the internet or in the web space, you never know who, or what could be out there. But it really does. It's very centered around you and what your accounts are. You're in control of your passwords. You're in control of your usernames. You can change that at any time. You can call us and do that. You can come in and do that, or you can do it on your own. So you're in control of who has access to that. And going back to the alerts and notifications, you can set those so specific that you can literally set it up however you want it to look for yourself. You can make it as complicated, as easy viewing as you need it to be. So you're in control of what it looks like.
Yep. And a friendly reminder too is if you have questions, reach out to a known number that you know.
Always
you have that banker's number or our main line or so you can reach out and verify those transactions.
Absolutely. And if you do call in, we always will verify you as well. All banks do that, but we'll always verify your information and make sure that you are who you are too, so that we can get that to you.
Kelsy, as we wrap up, is there anything additional you'd like to share with our listeners?
Actually there is. So on our website, we have our online banking page. There are some very, very helpful resources and videos out there, down to how to set up banking, how to look at certain things, to fraud. We also, on our blog pages, we do have a lot of different videos, just educational videos, and that's for anybody. Whether you bank with us or not, they're out there to help you kind of recognize certain scams, different ways to contact the bank in order to get the information you need some help with. Get that to us, and we'll get that taken care of. So don't forget to look out on our website, and we've got a lot of helpful info out there.
Yeah, great point. Please take a chance to go out to bankwithbos.com, take a look at some of that material. If you have any question, reach out to the bank, reach out to your bank, reach out to Kelsy here at BOS. And we really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to come on to the podcast today. Thanks for listening to BankCents, the podcast that makes sense of all things banking. Until next time.
Is there something about banking that doesn't make sense to you? Submit your questions to us on Instagram Messenger or by email, bankcents@bankwithbos.com. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, comment below. We're happy to give you our 2 cents on a wide range of topics. Thank you for listening on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. And please leave us a 5-star rating and review so we can continue to bring you more educational content. Thank you for listening, and we hope you join us on the next episode of BankCents.